Hey YouTube, coming at you with my first Sunshine Cup team, and it's a pretty straightforward team. It's just a balanced team. Swampert, Cradily as the city swap, and Talonflame. Swampert only is weak to grass, so if you see a grass or... Yeah, honestly, there wasn't much else that I would leave, honestly. So Cradily, even some Cradilies, if they have acid, you're staying in for a bit because you resist acid, and you can do a Hydro, and Hydro is neutral. So you're going to see maybe one matchup I like chipped with a Hydro and then I got into the mirror match. So you don't really, unless it's like a Razor Leafer or just like a pure grass, that's basically the only time you need to leave. Otherwise you can play it out. Cradily safe swap when you need to, and then depending how you want to play shield advantage with some of these Pokemon or just grab like it depends what you think your win con is. So they have a Gliscor, so I'm holding off because I expected a catch on like 10 and they eventually got out. And here is Ferret, so I get one Hydro. You're going to see me do this often. I loved using Swampert back in the day. So now Swampert got nerfed because Mudshot got nerfed. You used to get to the Hydros 5-4, 5-4. And now it's straight 5s. So it plays definitely worse. However, it's still very, very strong. A Shadow Swampert is basically going to Hydro Cannon everything in 2. There's not many things in this meta that won't be taken out in 2. So as you saw there with the Ferret, I'm able to chip to well into the yellow and then make a decision. Do I want to just throw the second one and grab a shield or take it out? Or do I want to bank a Hydro and then safe swap and keep switch? So that's what I did. I banked it, safe swap here into the mid game. Now, while I was talking, I was very distracted and I have no idea why I have Talonflame in here. But I do going to commit 2 shields here because I am loaded with energy. So I have 2 flies. So we're going to start launching these flies to try and grab shield. And if I remember, this is a combo here. Fly 1, fly 2, snipe Hydro Cannon for a third. So 2 shields, snipe the Hydro. There is your KO on Gliscor. Cradily. So this is what I'm talking about. We'll see. You know what? Half of the Cradilies are running Bullet Seed. Just be aware. I saw a bunch of them run Bullet Seed. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. Not Bullet Seed's still very good, right? Fast charging. This one I CMP'd. I don't know why I CMP'd because now I'm kind of forced to shield. But if I went one before, I could have made the catch here. So I'm probably going to throw around here before they get to the move and then either go 1 in throw, 1 in catch, or just straight into it. Let's see what I decide to do. I mean, yeah, 1 in catch, assuming they're going to do the 1 in throw, which most people do. Like I said, there's no real reason to do it, especially when you both have 2 turn moves. It's just more like a mental thing that people deal with. Like, I got to throw 1 fast move before the charge move. No, you don't. So get the Rock Tomb off. They do not shield. That is super effective. They're going to throw here to take me out. That's fine. Everything is resisted by Swampert, and I have a lot of health left. So Rock Tomb, Overheat, everything's resisted here. So I can easily take this, get to a move, see what they want to come in with. Into their Cradily, I come in and try to Incinerate down, and I do get the Incinerate down for a second water Pokemon in the back. Just going with the fly here. Unless they go Stone Edge, which if they do, they're going to be dry. So I'm fine with that. I'll live an Aqua Tail from this range. So Aqua Tail will not take me out. Stone Edge will, but if they Stone Edge, I'll be able to just outpace. There's your Aqua Tail. Not going to take me out. Get to the second fly. I've got a Hydro Cannon. So they just let this go. Gliscor again. So we'll see if I hold it on 10 here too, just to see if they try and catch. And I was expecting that. And here we are, Cradily, and I'm just like, okay, you know, I can probably Hydro this in 2 if I wanted to, or Hydro and safe swap here. So here is the decision I made the first time to Hydro back to back here, because this will grab the shield or take out. And I grab the shield. I'm gonna have to show right back though, just in case. Let's see if I kind of don't like what I did there. What I should have done, our switch timers would have been very desynced. But what I should have done with acid being resisted, I should have mud shot back to a hydro cannon because they weren't going to outpace me there. So at least get some energy back to the hydro cannon and then get into the mirror match here. And I would have had a comfortable mirror match. I still have a comfortable mirror match. There's the hydro. They're going to throw a move. Aerial Ace will not take me out. They're going to have to throw Earthquake. So just an Aerial Ace does not take me out. Get to the Stone Edge. Sorry, not Stone Edge. Rock Tomb. Did I say Stone Edge before too? Rock Tomb. I don't want to be farmed down, so I instant swap. And unfortunately met with a Swampert. So getting off the first move, but Swampert is very, very spammy. And I totally forgot how spammy. I didn't forget how spammy. I just thought like maybe I can get to this next move and get it off before them because I had I think an energy advantage. Maybe not though. So I'm going to go down here. So had I known that, I would not have done that. I just would have got ahead on my Swampert's energy as opposed to just going for that extra Incinerate there. I know I'm going to get to the move before them here. And we both tried to catch. So definitely kind of threw this one. I think you let that Talonflame go. You come in with Swampert. You just farm, take shield once, and then come out with like 2 Hydro Cannons for the back-to-back there. So I have not, spoiler alert, I have not played in like 5 days. So yeah, I did exactly what I thought I would do last week. Played the Tuesday, played the Wednesday, maybe even played like a couple games Thursday. Haven't played since Thursday. So 5 days off here, back into it with the Sunshine Cup. Sunshine Cup, I can see myself playing a little more. The meta's not too bad just yet. There is a lot of repeat Pokemon. A lot of Swamperts, a lot of Cradillys, a lot of Gliscor and Glygars, a lot of Magcargos, a lot of Ferrets. So, you know, it is a tightened up meta so far, but you never know how it will evolve. Magcargo gets back in here into my Talonflame, so I will Brave Bird. I'm only getting out one move. Might as well chip. You know, for being resisted on the rock, it still does pretty good damage. They get to move. I know everything's resisted, so I will just take this and see what's in the back here. And in the back is a Swampert. So with a shield advantage against a Swampert with my Cradily, it's game over there. Okay, so mirror matches. Mirror matches are always tough, especially when you have a 0 attack. I've mentioned this before, if you are sort of newer to this channel. Do IVs matter? For the most part, no. They matter when the difference in levels like 5 to 6. IVs, higher attack IVs, are so important in limited cups when you're seeing these mirror matches all over the place. So my 0 attack Swampert just lost CMP there, which means if we CMP here, they're going to win. So I have to catch, right? Or else I'm just going to go down with the Hydro Cannon. So you get a lot of that in these limited cups. You just get Pokemon that win CMP, and my opponent very, very smartly gets to a Hydro Cannon and banks it, knowing that they're going to win CMP if I come back in with my Swampert. So I have to go here, and now I'm in the brutal situation, which you can see. They're going to go down here, but they're going to have a Swampert with a Hydro Cannon, and it's either my Swampert's going out or my Talonflame's going out. So I need to make a decision which one I want to go down. So I'll Incinerate down. They have the Swampert that can snipe, and they're going to get it. Like maybe I just like, the only possible way you get out of that is if you like stay in, don't throw an Incinerate, hope they go for the Mud Shot fast move and snipe with a Hydro. That's essentially the only way you're getting out of that. It's a very, very tricky play, and unfortunately will cost me that matchup here. So here we are, another Cradily, another acid one. So we're going to get the first Hydro off. This will chip to the yellow, and then I'll go maybe 1 and catch here. Yep, 1 tried to catch. They do not get out, but they are going to throw. That's fine. I didn't catch it, but they're still throwing anyways. Rock Tomb lowers my attack, and they're still... No, eventually caught on the Gligar there. Yeah, okay. So Gligar eventually comes in and catches the Rock Tomb. It is still neutral, so that's not bad. But Fury Cutter is super effective. Acid is resisted, so not great here. But I will lower its attack for the second time. So really putting on some pressure to throw the move soon. Aerial Ace probably still takes out. Oh, this, yeah. Oh, Dig doesn't even take out. Look at that. Lowered its attack times 2. It's not a Shadow, that's why. If it was a Shadow, Dig would have taken out, maybe even Aerial Ace, but Dig does not take out, and I just flip switch there. So Cradily has some energy. Obviously, as you know, not counting how much energy, which is going to cost me here because they get to a second Rock Tomb. So I now have to burn 2 shields here when I should not have burned 2 shields. Not the smart situation. Talonflame comes in. So I get to the Hydro. This will grab 1 shield. I basically have 2 flies, or I'm close to 2 flies. So they're going to have to dump a fly here to take me out. And they go Brave Bird, so there goes a lot of energy. I just immediately throw, and I thought that they would get to a fly and take me out here. But we both get 1 more move through. And hello, 4 attack Talonflame on my IVs. Mirror match, 4 attack IV Talonflame. Winning CMP, winning that matchup because I have a higher IV. So you're going to get a lot of that. So just be aware of it. Cortana, terrible lead. Come in Cradily, they come in Talonflame, and immediately I am thinking this is a must flip for me. I cannot have what is probably a Razor Leaf user on my Swampert when they are Grass Steel and I have a Talonflame in the back. So almost all scenarios here, I'm probably going to 2 shield to try to flip this matchup. So here comes their first fly. That's fine. Here comes my second Rock Tomb, likely to grab the second shield. I shield, thinking that I'm going to win, get to the move here. And not knowing who wins CMP, I just go for the extra fast move and they get to another move. But because I lowered their attack times 2 for the second time, this is why Rock Tomb can be so deadly. They do not take me out. I do flip switch. Here comes a Pidgeot. Basically, Talonflame is the win con. You're just ignoring this here. They try to snipe. Here comes an instant delete of a steel grass that is already very glassy. If they throw flies, not going to, or Feather Dance obviously is not going to do much. Brave Bird will take me out, but that will also lower their defense times 3 and makes it for an easy one shot here for Swampert. Blaziken. This is a bad matchup, because look at how much those counters are doing to me. So this happens a lot with Shadow Swampert. When your Swampert's like sort of mid, like a non-Shadow can probably take at least 1 charge. As long as it's not super effective, a non-Shadow Swampert can take 1 move with the, it'll put you low like in the yellow or red, but you can take it. Now, Shadow Swampert is glassy. And charge moves or certain fast moves put on a lot of pressure. So you're going to see here a counter user is basically going to take me out here to a certain extent. So I know that. So I need to bail because else I'm going to get countered down here. Look at how much that counter did, right? So I did grab a shield. But unfortunately for me, it is a Bibarel in the back that has Rollout, which is double super effective, and a Surf, which is super effective. So even though I have shield advantage, it is a tough situation. And so I burnt 1. I'm just going straight Brave Bird. But what you're going to see here is now that I lowered my defense times 3 and their fast move is just putting on so much pressure, they're just going to fast move me down. It's always been a problem with Swampert. There's always a debate, Shadow Swampert versus regular Swampert, that you're just seeing the flaws of the Shadow Swampert right there. Certain fast moves and certain charge moves can just take you out, whereas the non-Shadow cannot take you out. And you can see how much the gusts are doing here to the Swampert. But Shadow Swampert obviously puts on a lot of pressure with that Hydro Cannon. And this is not anything that you need to worry about now. But back in the day, there were just like certain matchups that Shadow Swampert did better in. And the main one was Lickitung. A non-Shadow Swampert would take 3 Hydros to take Lickitung out, but a Shadow Swampert would only take 2 Hydros to take a Lickitung out. And Lickitung was the main meta, like the mainstay swap for many, many seasons. So Shadow Swampert was the preference back in the day, but you know, Yeah, I think it's ranked higher in this one, but you have options. You can use the non-shadow too, and I think it'll play just as well in this meta, quite honestly. So it is a Marowak. They do bait me. Obviously, it's an easy bait there because I have 2 shields, 1 Pokemon left, basically. So easy shield. I do take it out. Pidgeot comes in. I'll take it out with Fly. And we'll see what's in the back, but I have a shield advantage. And if I remember, it's a double ground Go Lurk team. Yeah, so they're in trouble. Yeah, that's top left. Swampert, Ludicolo. So I'm immediately thinking Razor Leafer, and it was a bubble user. So I came in here to get hit with a Clodsire. I remember playing one. Was it in this set or is it in my this? It's either this team or my next team with Magcar Go. I literally titled the matchup like what if it was either Swampert or Magcar Go, and then I could put dumb beside it because I remember just like completely misplaying one and being like, oh, I should have won that one, but I just like made like 4 bad plays in a span of like 30 seconds. But so far, okay. They eventually get into Cradily, which is a Razor Leafer. A Bullet Seed user. And this is where I'm sort of just like, I think I should have made the switch sooner and not had to burn. Well, I had to burn the shield. Like a Bullet Seed Cradily is tough because it's faster charging. So you get to the Rock Tombs that one-shot Talonflame faster. And you have a super effective fast move on Swampert and get to the moves faster. So it's like Bullet Seed. I thought I could maybe catch here. This was like my only win con, so I let this go, but I just get one shot. Bullet Seed Cradily is very tough for this team. So that is team number 1. Team number 2 you'll see this afternoon is with Magcar Go, which I think has a lot of play in this meta. And you know what? Like the team works well. It does have a couple Pokemon there that I think are issues. I think the Shadow Swampert's ranked higher. Let me just check it behind the scenes here. The Shadow Swampert is ranked higher in this meta. It's ranked like number 5 or number 6 on PvPoke. So the Shadow Swampert is ranked number 6. When you run in the one shield, it has a 17 and 12 record with a 574 average. So that is a good, 5 wins and a 574 average is quite high. The non-Shadow Swampert's ranked 15th and 16 and 13 and a 555. So yeah, maybe slightly worse, but I think in different shield scenarios, maybe it plays a bit better. Like it probably plays better in the 2 shield here. Let me just run the 2s for both to see. In the 2 shields, still 17 and 12 for the Shadow, and still 16 and 13 for the non-Shadow. But now a better average for the non-Shadow. So in the non-Shadow, you actually have a better average in the 2s. And in the 0s, non-Shadow, 18 and 11. And in the 0s, Shadow is 19 and 10. So I guess in all scenarios, Shadow Swampert is better, but 595 versus 555. Okay. Yeah, so Shadow Swampert is saying in this meta is better. But again, that is an analysis based on what they think the main meta for the Sunshine Cup is going to be. And that main meta is Magcar Go, Marowak, Talonflame, Skeledirge, Piloswine, Ninetales, Cyphlosion. So there's all your fire Pokemon that you're just dominating. Like we knew this was going to be strong because you dominate the fire Pokemon. You do well against normal Pokemon. You beat Dunsparce, you beat Licky, you beat Bibarel, you beat Diggersby, which is half ground. There's some ground in this, right? So Claydol, Gligar, you beat. You're going to get killed by the grass. That's obvious. And then you're losing to a lot of the normal typings. Pidgeot, Oranguru, Ferret, Drampa. And maybe that's... I said normals always have play in these limited metas. I think I'm going to do a triple normal team next. So you'll see Magcar Go this afternoon. And I think my third team that I'm going to test tonight, because I've got an extra set banks for today, is probably going to be a triple normal team. I truly think that these normals, there's not really any fighters. Ferret has Brick Break, but Brick Break's a terrible move. I think they have a lot of play in this meta. So I'm going to test it out tonight. You'll probably see that tomorrow. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your team you're using, what Pokemon you're seeing, if there's any like hidden gems that you're willing to tell me already. That'd be great. If not, post it later in the week. Although, again, I think I'll play a bit more than I played last week, but I cannot see myself playing on like Sunday or Monday. I'll probably be done by then. I'll just wait till Great League comes back on Tuesday. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.